my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well as a triple. Oh, look at Dahaka. Finds the Avatar top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting on the 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. What is up, North America? Welcome to the stream tonight. I'll be your host, Murda. We're at twitch.tv/MurdaRG with some Division S action tonight. It's Anti-Clown Association versus Order of the Sleeping Dragon, OSD, ACA. Hope you guys are ready. They enter tonight. Both teams with 2 wins on the season, 7 map wins with a map score of 1. They are deadlocked in the standings. That'll all break loose tonight. We're here in our lobby. Our first map is going to be Sky Temple. Bans tonight. ACA took away Volskaya Foundry. OSD taking away Tomb of the Spider Queen. And as mentioned, this will be Sky Temple for map number 1 as chosen by OSD. So it'll be ACA first to ban here in this map. I think we're waiting on one more from ACA to be ready to go before we start this up. I'm joined in the lobby by our moderator tonight, Captain Wedge, representing from the Nexus Gaming Series. Shout out to all the help we're getting from the whole staff this season here in Division S. And special shout out to Wedge for joining me this evening in the background. You won't get to hear from him, but he's doing a lot for us, and we do appreciate your service, my good friend. Team's ready to go. Here we go. Game number 1. It is Sky Temple. So welcome on in. I'm sure you guys know a bit about a few of these teams. OSD not afraid to play some heroes and bring out some heroes that you don't often see. Maybe one of the most unique drafting teams here in Division S. So I'm excited to see what direction they take us tonight. Especially starting us off, making this a strong map selection for their first pick on Sky Temple. I gotta imagine they have some sort of game plan in mind. We've seen a lot of things in the past. You guys know Enigmatic loves playing that Lunara. Of course, Corgi Booty, specialist in the solo lane on things like Samuro. Potentially could be seen here on Sky Temple. Maybe if you guys ask in chat, we get something like the Lost Vikings. That wouldn't suck too much. First to ban, though, will be ACA. They're on the clock with just about 3 seconds remaining. Is this a Deathwing, a Sylvanas, an Uther, a Cho'Gall? We've been seeing a lot of that here in Div S. There's the Uther ban from ACA. Quick ban there from OSD, and similar ban in mind, taking away a support. It'll be Auriel taken away, who's definitely been top tier over the past month or two. Resurrect change did her pretty well. So back on over to ACA. They have the decision now. Are they looking at that Cho'Gall? Are they thinking about the Deathwing? I'm thinking about them. Of course, you guys in chat are probably expecting some of these heroes to see some play tonight. 1 second left for ACA, and it will be Corgi Booty Samuro being taken away by Kelsier. Another quick one from OSD. This time it'll be Zeratul. So we're over to ACA now. First pick of our match tonight. Remember, we are on Sky Temple. So what are they thinking about? Oh, Chuko in chat saying always ban TLV. I don't disagree. We've seen some TLV picks in the past on this map, but with Sylvanas open, a very wise pick here from ACA, grabbing a top-tier assassin and leaving open another quick pick for OSD. They've taken less than a second for each pick? Okay. Vala Tassadar. Old combo, strong combo. Don't have the Auriel as an option here. Usually you see that. The Vala being the battery for Auriel, paired in with the Tassadar to get that extra wave clear, and Vala becomes that hyper carry. But without the Auriel here, who's going to be that support choice for them? You still have options like Malfurion, perhaps, that can work really well with Vala Tassadar. In response, though, Got Filth hopping on the Falstad, and Vince will be playing a Mal'Ganis here in game number 1. So final ban now, OSD on the clock, and we already see a tank on the side of ACA, so perhaps taking away a support in this spot would make sense. But would they be banning out stuff that they might want to take? They do make a support ban. It's going to be Lucio here, who pairs in so nicely with that Mal'Ganis, so I do love that ban. The barrier can be pretty effective against the likes of Vala with her sustained damage, and Tassadar really not putting out too much in his own right. Assume the Archon here for now from Treebeard. But we're not quite sure yet. Could end up being that wall build from Tassadar later on. 5 seconds left now. ACA still on the clock with their final ban. I think it's going to be a tank ban. Maybe something like Johanna taken away. Something simple. No, they're going to target Corgi Booty. Illidan taken away. Limiting options now for OSD, who have to figure out their 3-4 picks. I'd imagine they save Corgi Booty for the last pick. There's that Malfurion I mentioned for Elheim. But do they hold on to Corgi Booty's pick here, or do they go ahead and grab Shot's tank? And it will be the tank. And Johanna still available. She'll be selected there in the 4 spot for OSD. So we got to see a support here. And will that Falstead be a solo lane Falstead? We're not quite sure about that yet. We got to find out. Quantum and Dude Abides yet to select their heroes. And 10 seconds on this clock for ACA. I'd maybe think the Ana here. There's the Ana, but what is the solo lane going to be? Maybe like Imperius? Sonya. Okay, Sonya works too. I like the Sonya here. I was thinking maybe Imperius Blaze, but the Sonya kind of fits in that slot. Need a bruiser. Need something bigger on the front line to pair Sylvanas and Falstead behind. Sonya will do just that. I think her Wrath of the Berserker later on is going to help them really dominate some of these temple control points late game, and maybe even a boss. They have that Falstead for control. They're going to have that Gust later on. But we got to find out what Corgi Booty is going to be playing. Is it TLV? No, it's going to be Rexxar here. Make sure I write down these bans. Lucio and Illidan were the final 2. Alright, let's try to go over to chat. Let's see if we can get a poll opened up for you guys to be voting here tonight. Help me out and decide who's going to win these games here. So let's hop on over here. And, where is it now? Aha, manage poll. Manage poll. Let's see. New poll. Who will win game 1? Will it be ACA or will it be OSD? And ladies and gentlemen, the poll should be open, so go ahead and look if you're on your PC, logged into Twitch. In the chat bar at the top, there should be a drop down for a poll. You select your team you want to win, hit the vote button to submit your vote, and they will be revealed to me. I'll try to share them with you guys, and it'll help me decide what the pulse of chat is thinking. If I had to pick, I think I like ACA's draft just a bit better, maybe more well-rounded and more options to siege with that Sylvanas and Falstead. But we'll see as game number 1 is about to fully load in. Welcome to Sky Temple and game number 1 here, week number 4 between ACA and OSD. Here on the left-hand side, we got Kelsier coming out of the base. He'll be playing that Sylvanas. We got Matt Pal Vince on the Mal'Ganis. Dude Abides picking up. What hero is this? Oh, that's Sonya. She's fancy. Fancy Sonya for Dude Abides. Quantum's on the Ana. And Got Filth playing the Falstead. Welcome to the stage, everyone. They are Anti-Clown Association. And over on the right-hand side in red, we got Shot playing the Johanna. Enigmatic appears to be on the Vala. Elheim playing the Malfurion. Up here on Rexxar and Misha, it'll be Corgi Booty. And down in the bottom lane on the Tassadar, it's Treebeard. Let out some roars for OSD. Level 1 talents up on your screen. Let's take a look at Sylvanas going with the Might of the Banshee Queen. Maybe a bit different than we've seen from some of our Sylvanas players. Not going for the Unfurling Shadows, but instead looking for those Withering Fire shots. Will be the bribe for Falstead. Fantastic choice here on Sky Temple. Plenty of maps, opportunity to get to the other side of the map. Steal a few of those away with a quick bribe. So excited to see what Got Filth is going to have here in store for us. Checking out this mid lane, appears we do have a skirmish. It's Elheim in trouble, getting slept by this Mal'Ganis. My Palvin still in chase, but receiving that shield from Treebeard. Elheim will survive a few kills from his own Moonfires. And just like that, it's now my pal Vince in trouble, but he'll be fine back behind the wall of ACA as our camps are on the map at this point in the game. Looks like Malfurion and Vala heading over to the side of OSD, and up in the top lane, Sylvanas and Ana going to be working on a bruiser camp to start it off. Mal'Ganis going to check out the siege camp and escort Falstad on in, as it appears there's going to be no invades. OSD first to grab that siege camp and potentially walking over now as Tassadar up front might have that oracle to reveal this spot. Going to check it out with one of his Qs. What's his Q called? It's a W. It's Psionic Storm, of course. It's not even his Q. His Q's a shield, everyone. We knew that. Great steal, though. OSD, the first aggressive move of the game, getting in to invade that siege camp bottom lane, as Sylvanas and Ana were still up top working on that bruiser camp. So Kelsier, Quantum, they're going to escort it on up here and deal with this Rexxar, as Sonya able to take back this vision. So a lot of control here for ACA in the top lane, but it's a lot more control perhaps in the bottom lane with double siege camps for for OSD. And this is probably going to get a wall. Tassadar are going to escort those in, but we're going to follow this action up top. We do see the black arrows out from Sylvanas. Kelsier now in a haunting way forward. No, going to stay back, as here's the mage minion will be down. Spell armor going to be gone here. So Dudabai is going to be a bit more careful backing up on this Sonya. Doesn't want to get caught by Misha. We'll be able to escape, as we do see our first temple phase of the night is announced. Turn off in-game chat, question mark. Is there in-game chat? I don't think there is. I don't know. If there's still more in-game chat, let me know, Ghost Pants. I'm sorry about that. And those temples are now active. Vince looking at it first, going to walk in on his Mal'Ganis. Up top, still no action. It appears as though Sonya and Rexxar are going to duke it out a bit before they get going. We're going to resume action here on this mid-temple, as OSD able to shove back Mal'Ganis and Sylvanas. Ana still back here shooting away now at 33% mana. Maybe a bit more resources in the bank here for OSD, as Vince coming back from that well tap can engage onto shot, getting stunned and taking a few shots from these Temple Guardians as well. There's the sleeps. Now Johanna down below that 30%. Good grenade as well from Quantum, shutting down some of those heals onto Johanna. She's still hanging in tight, as the Temple's neutral. No shots going out. And ultimately, it looks like perhaps ACA will be able to bully back OSD. Another big sleep coming out. Going to hit onto 2 targets from Vince. More swipes, perhaps a kill, though, and in a counter kill of sorts from Shot. But on the other side, coming from the back, it's Falstad picking up the kill onto Vala. So a 1-for-1, but now got Filth in a little bit of trouble himself. Roots out, but barrel roll. It'll get him to safety. No death there onto Got Filth that time, as the Temple still being shot by OSD. Re-engaging once again is Vince. And Shot with that iron skin and all that extra shielding, able to stay in here so long, as that might be the last chance he has. Yeah, I think he knows it too. He's backing on out. Going to give this up now to ACA. Good healing, though. Elheim getting all the value he could with Malfurion in that fight, but ultimately I think a bit more from the Ana getting being able to shoot 2 targets with that heal at all times was pretty effective through that little line of a choke that they were able to create for themselves. OSD able to walk back on, get those final shots, as we have pretty much a full temple up top, so get ready for round 2, ladies and gents. This time with Misha nearby, perhaps a bit more frontline to help out Shot, but here comes Kelsier, gonna harass that bear just a bit, who's taking a huge chunk and now pretty low, warping in as Sylvanas picking up the kill on Misha. And with Vince here now, OSD starting to think about backing out. Sonya playing very aggressive, getting blinded, and Vala picks up the kill. That Hungering Arrow just kind of floated around, and the final bit of it doing enough to finish off Sonya. So regaining control here, OSD onto this point. Shot standing firm with the Johanna and pushing in with the rest of the team. Here's Vala along with Rexxar and Misha. They're going to get this wall down with the help of that Temple. But look at that. We completely missed this. Falstad able to bribe away that siege camp, and it did 50% damage onto that fort. So good value from Bribe. Excuse me. I was gonna say, good value from Bribe before I completely choke on myself. Another engage though. Vince trying to pick up this kill, perhaps onto Johanna. Use the Iron Skin and shot trying to back up. No well here in this top lane. More swipes, but the stun gonna miss. Flying in, falls dead. Does he have the hammer? He does. But it's not Johanna going down. It's gonna be Vala instead. Nice pickup as both teams now at their level 10s. Let's take a look at these talents. It's been a minute. Will be that Gust we mentioned for Falstead, of course. And Carrion Swarm for the Mal'Ganis player. You have a camp pushing down bottom, so we're going to follow the action here for just a bit. And waiting on one more, and perhaps the most interesting pick, it's Tassadar still holding on to his level 10. I'm suspecting the Archon, but with the Boars, perhaps the wall could work. Getting those slows could be pretty critical in some of these fights, and having the wall to pair with it, but looks like opting for the Archon. ACA finding another bruiser camp, this one once again in that top lane where they've been putting a bulk of their pressure throughout the early game, the first 7 minutes here on Sky Temple. Still keeping Kelsier in this top lane with that Sylvanas, showing that they want to get this top fort down as soon as they can.
The light of the sun.
Maybe interesting for me because, you know, I mentioned they have the Falstead, they have that boss control as Vince looking for a fight here, perhaps does get the sleep in the back line onto Vala, but now Vince rooted, no team nearby. There's the Rain of Vengeance, pops the Carrion Swarm, but the silence on point from Elheim, shutting down Mal'Ganis in the nick of time. Big pickup as Temples are active in just 5 seconds. Making the run first will be ACA. They got Sonya already down here. But it will be a bit of a power play, including a bruiser camp pushing in the top lane for OSD as they make their rotation down. Just Rexxar here for now. Kelsier in the middle of this lane, kind of keeping him back for just a moment, but they know they're down a man. They got to play this one careful, and here comes OSD. Elheim walking through first as the rest of the team walking in just behind. No one on this temple. Were a few shots that did go out from the Sonya standing on it for just a moment, but now it'll be Misha taking point on the temple as OSD starts sieging forward. Here comes Vince back from his death, ready to help play some defense here for ACA, but they're still keeping 2 players split out mid and top. Falstead with that flight could be here soon, but here comes the lockdown onto Vince once again, but this time the Carrion Swarm will connect, but he's still taking more. Another Rain of Vengeance, and Mal'Ganis has to swipe himself out, but here comes Sonya. Will find the Rexxar, excuse me, the Misha. Rexxar lives, excuse me. It's just the bear. What a play. Getting back from that death from Vince being down a man in the fight. Falstead still top this entire time. Was able to kill that bruiser camp and even get down this top fort. Keeping this push. And maybe, I mean, it's my opinion at least, a bit unorthodox to push in the top lane here on Sky Temple, but it's been working. Here's another fight. OSD thinking they have a man-up fight. Flying in his Falstead. There's the Gus. Can Vince live? No, he can't. Mal'Ganis down, and now Sonya perhaps in trouble surrounded, but she's got the spins, and she's ready to win. They find one. Can they find more? Johanna without the Iron Shield. She's down. Could be more as well. Archon, he's got the shift out, dimensional shift, enough to keep Treebeard up that time, but he was very low. Very scary there for a moment for OSD as the Temple final shot's going to be handed over Sylvanas. And that should be enough to finish off this bottom lane fort. Treebeard trying to escape, but Ana looking. Not letting you go anywhere today is Quantum. So you guys at home, you know this map. It's Sky Temple. It's a structures game. And when we look at structures at this 10-minute mark, currently it's ACA in the lead, holding on to all of their outer forts. The walls are down. These forts still standing. OSD only holding on to this mid, and that wall already gone. So you gotta say advantage right now in favor of ACA. And let's take a peek around at the XP. Right now it's Sonya and Rexxar neck and neck at 10.4k. Definitely helping out their teams, but having that Falstead as well with that global right now, once again in that top lane, able to keep the XP rolling in. It's that slight lead for ACA on the way to level 16, which could be the difference maker on the next temple phase. Will be announced here shortly. Of course, the ball's still on the map. ACA going to keep their eyes on it, but I don't think they want to go for it till they find some sort of kill, some sort of other advantage. Perhaps with the level 16s is enough for them, but I doubt that either. But we're all just kind of hanging out here. We're being sneaky, being quiet. There's the Blessed Shield, though, and they're going to get the follow-up Rain of Vengeance on it in big trouble. Oh, that hungering arrow again from Vala. Second time in this match. Able to get the kill on the final little swing around. Is that enough for OSD to start thinking about boss? Looks like it is. Appreciate these follows coming in. Yoda, Leia, Hihu, and Ghost Pants 8. Appreciate the support, and thanks for stopping in here tonight, checking out this Division S Week 4 action. OSD on this boss with Vince starting to swipe on in. Boss gonna get this stun down, but Johanna with that iron skin able to stand in, hold firm, and now they might get more. Big stun from the boss hits too. Sonya in trouble. Rain of Vengeance enough with the hungering arrow once again from Vala to get it. Roots are here onto Sylvanas. She can't Haunting Wave out, but she has his Windrunner. Can't she escape? No, the bear is there. Oh no, Misha missed. No one saw that. It's okay. Elheim with the Moonfire kill, and now a boss in this bottom lane for OSD. Temples are active. Falstad up top. Bruiser Camp is pushing this lane out. But this boss is going to get value. Only in defense right now is Ana. The other three heroes back at base, and Falstad up in the top. It's just the support here. She does have all that extra damage coming out from her trait, but this boss going to get this wall down. Now you got the minion wave showing up. What's going on over here? Looks like that mid fort did fall, and perhaps some of this top keep wall from Falstad, who's getting out of here. Still a quarter of those shots left. And speaking of shot, here comes shot on this Johanna, ready to get the rest of these laser beams fired off at the forts and keeps of ACA. Misha trying to finish off bottom, finds Sonya in his face though. Corgi trying to run away. Is there a feigned death right now? I don't think there's 5 feigned deaths that can save Corgi, but he will be able to run and get the bear back behind the wall. Here comes OSD top lane as the temples are firing in the bottom lane. Mal'Ganis now starting to think about getting back to defend this wall. I think ACA realizes what's going on. They gotta get here quickly, but really only the Falstad able to do that. I don't even know if he has flight available right now.
Stronger than I believe.
That's gonna be a good retreat and a good find on that keep wall. Gonna help out their temple phases later on in this. And it's that portion of the game where we start looking around at camps. Which ones are going to go first? ACA over by their siege camp, quickly going to take that away, and perhaps an invade follows after. But OSD coming from the top side, just barely going to miss out on their opponents. They're just going to clear out the camp and perhaps head on over to their own. Where does ACA go? Do they get aggressive now, taking away the vision up top? Does this signal they want this bruiser camp? I think it does. Falstad gonna check it with the QC. No one's there. Spearing in now Sonya. They're getting aggressive. They want it. Here comes Misha. She's gonna see that other heroes are here, but there's not enough from OSD to make a defense, and that'll be a successful invade from ACA. This top lane already in trouble. It's been in trouble all game, and it's about to have a little bit more pressure. Minion wave a little bit far away as Misha's gonna get chunked out and destroyed quickly. Spell armor gonna help the siege here. Here comes the black arrows as well from Sylvanas. Turret down, still pressuring forward perhaps as the sleep connects onto Johanna. Minion wave down, Merc wave gone. ACA gonna back out. They are slightly behind on the race of 20, so perhaps realizing that, knowing temples are soon, in fact very soon, less than 30 seconds, just announced by our announcer. Announced by our announcer, go figure. And Vince gonna find a little bit of those shards of XP in the bottom lane as well, but it's not going to be enough for 20 before this temple's active. Now just 10 seconds away. OSD gathered up at mid. Misha has respawned, and Johanna going to join this team as well. The only hero now split is that Falstad top lane. Global is ready, but OSD is about to be ready as well with their level 20 talents. Here they come. They're going to pressure out this bottom lane, set up their presence on this temple. Shot gonna stand on and start firing away. Look at how much is left here. This one will go down momentarily if OSD can stand on this temple. Falstad up top, still soaking down 20. There it is. But where's the rest of this ACA team thinking to go? Do they just try to race this game out? Looks like that might be the play. Pick off that top keep, threaten the core. Pressure OSD back, and here comes OSD in the defense. I think they smelled this, and they're already back here. Enigmatic getting that multi-shot value, and pressured back quickly is ACA. Gus coming out, and it's the wind tunnel. Big upgrade, and into the wall is Shot and Misha. but it's not going to be enough as Tassadar, once again, dimensional shift, keeping him alive. Johanna still in trouble, has Indestructible at 20, so won't be falling if she goes down here. It's Sylvanas, though, stuck in the roots, and Elheim, with the help of that heroic as well, was so good.
Hero slain.
Wow. OSD triple kill. 50-second death timers for ACA, and I think this might be it for OSD. They're marching across the map diagonally to the bottom lane where the keep's already down. Twilight Dream is what I was trying to say for Malfurion. Slipped my mind for a second there. Here comes OSD. Is there anything that can stop him in this moment? Vince is going to try, but stuck in the roots. Another stun. Another stun. He ain't going anywhere. Enigmatic picking up the kill. Another wind tunnel. Just trying to slow this down from Got Filth. But it's not going to be long enough. Catapults are here as well. Falstead being chased out of the lane. The core is down past 10%. And game number 1 in the books being handed over to OSD. So let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series and Heroes Lounge, bringing you this Division S series all throughout this season number 2. 1-0 OSD, but let's look at the scoreboard here. Pretty good work from Enigmatic, who last time I casted them wasn't able to attend. They were playing with a sub that night, so excited to see this assassin player back in action for OSD and performing very well there in game 1. 8 kills, 57k damage, leading all heroes. Peeking over at our talent screen, so for those of you at home trying to play like the pros, here you go. Checking back on our poll results from game number 1. Was chat right? Looks like you were. 3 votes for OSD. Good job, chat. We'll count you guys as 1-0 so far. I got my next lobby invite, so let's switch back over to the webcams. Thanks for hanging out. A good portion, a good chunk of maybe some new people out there. If you are new and you want to support Heroes of the Storm, perhaps you want to support Division S, or maybe you want to support me, go ahead and hit that follow button. Really goes a long way in keeping these things, helping those algorithms really. Get this to the top of the Twitch for HOTS so people know to come in and check out Division S. A lot of cool matches. Of course, be sure to follow Graysville, Bahamut, who bring you the majority of these Division S matches. Unfortunately, they weren't able to bring you this one tonight, so you're stuck with me. Also follow Arrow RG. He's bringing you some matches, and I believe Mark Zombie as well. So you can follow those 5 accounts, including my own. Should be able to find all of the Division S matches this season. But if you have any further questions, ask Wedge. He's in chat right now. Maybe he can throw out a link somewhere on the Heroes Lounge website that you can follow along. Actually, you know what? I have it. Throwing a link out for all you guys who don't know. Here's the link to follow along the standings, where you will see OSD and ACA deadlocked after 3 weeks. But I guess after that game 1, OSD taking the 1-map lead over them in the standings. But that can all change. Still plenty of action to come tonight. It will be a best-of-5 series. So 2 more needing to be won by OSD. ACA, well, they got to win 3 more. Hold on one sec. Okay. All right. Oh, and you might notice that regen thing here. Where is it? It's right here. Right here. RG. If you don't know, I'm the founder of Regen. We actually have a team participating in Division S. So shout out to those guys if any of you guys are watching. But my teams, we play in the Nexus Gaming Series, lower level, we have mid-level, some like higher level teams, so it's like a good mix of skill levels, and really proud. These guys are in the playoffs, they're playing tonight, they're playing right now. Unfortunately, I'm not able to watch them, I'm here with you guys, so if anyone in chat happens to be following along to some of those regen matches, some NGS matches tonight, let me know. I'm excited, I'm interested. But I'm really excited about this match. I'm happy to be bringing you guys some Division S. We're waiting here in our second lobby. Looks like it was chosen by ACA. And it's going to be Battlefield of Eternity, but our players aren't quite ready yet. We're going to hang out for just a moment. I think we're waiting on OSD. That might be the ready. No, they're good. All right, here we go. Game number 2, draft about to start. Battlefield of Eternity. So at this point, I usually ask my co-caster, what are they thinking about this map? Anything they like to see here? But I don't have a co-caster tonight. So I ask myself, what do I like to see here? I usually prefer that race mentality when you're playing Battlefield of Eternity, particularly that first Immortal. Win percentage on this map when you're able to win the first Immortal is so much higher than if you lose that first Immortal. So bring early game heroes, bring stuff that's going to help you on that first push. And take the game from there. Get the structures down, set up the tempo, get to 10 first, get to 13 first, and win that next Immortal based off the advantage you got from the start. So I really like those early game heroes. Zeratul, definitely not one of those early game heroes. One of those heroes you really want to wait until level 16 to kind of light up. So not one I'd particularly be worried about on BOE, but he will be banned out, as well as that Uther. So similar bans from game number 1 for both of these teams so far. We also saw the Ariel taken away, and there she is once again, banned out by OSD. And now if ACA wants to follow suit, this would be a Samuro ban. And Samuro could be pretty scary here on BOE. Perhaps even worse than something on Sky Temple. Welcome in chat, Funds TV. I see you out there. Thanks for hanging out. There's the Sylvanas ban, who was picked up in game 1 as that first pick. But it was ACA with first pick in game 1. This realm needs a mage. It's going to be Li Ming, picked up first by OSD. Keeping to their way of not wasting any time in these drafts, just quickly selecting heroes. This one for Treebeard. And I do love the Arcane Mage on Battlefield of Eternity, going to give them opportunity to play more of a turtle-style offense around the Immortal.
Ana checking in.
But look at this pick. This is aggressive. Ana and Greymane. Greymane being the most aggressive. Well, maybe not the most. He's very aggressive. Going to help them in that race. I mentioned he's one of those early game heroes. He fits the criteria that I was explaining. So far, advantage for me, probably for ACA. Here's Elheim getting on the Malfurion again. And ladies and gentlemen, the deer has entered the building. Enigmatic picking up his patented Lunara, perhaps the most electric Lunara play you'll see in North America. So very excited for him to be hopping on that hero. Excuse the pun, but I've been waiting for the entire season to see the Enigmatic here on this stream. So that'll be fun. Final ban now for ACA. And it will be ETC. And the final ban for OSD will be the Cho'Gall. So where do you go from here? You don't have your tank. I mean, you theoretically could throw Greymane in a solo lane, but you probably want something different for the solo lane here. I do like the Ana. Is there a mage they can pair in? Yes, there is. It'll be Chromie. And Mal'Ganis once again for Vince, and I really, really like the Mal'Ganis play I've seen out of Vince. In fact, I was able to cast ACA a couple times recently, and Vince really has shown to be one of the most skilled players on Mal'Ganis that at least I've been able to cast. So throwing him on this hero as many times as they can, I think will play to their benefit throughout this match. But he was shut down a bit by this Malfurion in game 1. That Twilight Dream was really effective, and perhaps something that they need to consider in game 2. Change up the strategy a bit about how those engages look with the Mal'Ganis. Final picks for OSD were Muradin and Corgi Samuro, so this time not able to target ban out Corgi. One left for ACA. Probably a solo laner. They got to think about the Samuro here. And it'll be the Yrel. Alright, that's written down in my book. Welcome to the stream. I see Porky in the house. Noah here as well. Shout out to the Regen squad. I'm going to throw out a poll here. You guys participated in game 1. Help me decide who is going to win that game 1. So this time, who will win game 2? We got ACA, or we got OSD. And ladies and gentlemen, the poll should be open. Head on over to your chats on your PC up at the top. Select your choice. Hit the vote button. Help me decide who the ultimate victor shall be. Game 1, you guys picked OSD. Game 1, OSD won. So chat 1 for 1 so far. Can you keep the streak alive? Or does it end after that first one? I got the results ready to go, and the votes come in as we load on in to game number 2. Got Filth, bottom lane. Going to be playing the Chromie here. Quantum as well on the Ana. Kelsier playing the Greymane. Vince resuming his duties on the Mal'Ganis. And it'll be Dudabides picking up that solo lane. Yrel. Ladies and gentlemen, they're known as the Anti-Clown Association. And over on the right-hand side, game 1 winners. Treebeard playing that first pick. Leeming. Enigmatic on the Lunara. Murding going to be played by Shot. Elheim once again on the Malfurion. And picking up the Clone Specialist. The Monkey King himself. It'll be Corgi Booty on Samuro. Make some noise for Order of the Sleeping Dragon. And here we are, level 1 talents up on the screen. Let's watch this action as we're already into that Worgen form. For the Greymane, swiping through onto this wave and picking up a globe and disengaging on out. Aggressive start here for ACA, but you may be expected. Clear out some of these minions, make some room, get Chromion in there to stack up early, sitting at 2 stacks on this, once again, the first time quest. And excited always to see the Leeming. This game number 1 pick will be Force Armor. So perhaps needing a bit of help up against the blast coming down from the sky from Chromie. Perhaps even some of these swipes in from Greymane, but I think so far Treebeard feeling comfortable connecting on a few of these orbs. Ooh, that time taking a full blast, a full sand blast to the face from Got Filth. Some standard exchanges here, so let's tune in up top and maybe get a preview of what could be happening here. Corgi, perhaps the most comfortable Samuro player that you're going to see in Division S North America. Dudabides playing the Yrel. I've seen a lot more of her recently, starting to step back into this meta. I think she gets value, able to Goomba Stomp onto multiple Samuro targets. So I think pretty smart pick and should allow a lot of sustain, similar to the Samuro by the Yrel. So good matchup here. I think ultimately might end up favoring ACA towards the end of this game. Do have some action down in the bottom lane, however, as the siege camp being looked at by both squads. Chromie with that time trap on there, going to kind of slow it down for a moment as Mal'Ganis trying to reset it with that sleep. Here comes Greymane, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Shot still standing in, can't dwarf toss out. Lunara can't hip hop out, and it's the first 2 kills of the game. ACA on the board. About 30 seconds away from our first Immortal phase. Kelsier going to start up the Bruiser camp on time. Yrel with this power play, they know they have extra eyes on the map right now, so Yrel going to work on the top side siege camp. Here comes Vince to escort and kind of support her through the process. As the Bruiser camp is just about complete, we'll see if they plan on holding this or sending it right out. Looks like they're taking their time. Yrel also sending out that top lane. Bottom lane was sent out by Chromie. So a lot of pressure here for ACA as this Immortal spawning momentarily. We're going to drop our talents for a minute and watch the action as ACA getting to work first. OSD just now gathering that Bruiser camp, so late to the show, but they want to play defense first. Greymane in that Worgen form trying to swipe in, but good roots that time by Elheim, locking in a few heroes. Here comes Yrel though, hopping backside, trying to get right on Enigmatic, not letting him stand in here at all. Push below 50% health, has to play it safe, and that means ACA able to push the halftime phase with a huge lead, almost a 10,000 HP lead, and still playing defense here is OSD. They know they don't want to lose this early Immortal, but with Shot in trouble and falling, that's gonna be pretty easy now for ACA to finish off this Immortal, already sitting at 50%. Chromie in a fantastic spot, able to throw these Qs in for free. That'll just about do it. OSD gonna knock off as much of the shielding as they can. But it looks like 11k will be the total on that shield. And here it comes bottom lane as Samuro was pushing a bit in the top lane during that. It'll be level 7s first though for ACA, and Immortal just about to be here. This is big opportunity now to start pushing into this wall and getting the first true advantage here. Lunara, strong defender, of course at level 4, opting for siphoning toxin. Okay, all right, interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Thought we're gonna go for a bit of PvE damage. They want the PvP damage. I think this Immortal gets this fort. Still more health on its health bar than the fort's health bar. It's usually a good sign, and it will indeed fall as now Shot once again has had a bit of trouble getting out on the Muradin so far. Maybe this time using that Dwarf Toss a bit earlier, maybe a bit smarter for him, as can't afford to lose too many Muradins. Level 7's picked up for OSD. See if we see anything out of the ordinary. Will be Calamity. I like this pick from Li Ming. Camp available and will be quickly picked up by ACA. Still nothing from Lunara, as Crushing Blows picked up by Samuro, going to help the siege push up top. But Dudabai is doing a really great job so far. I mean, chat, what do you guys think? Definitely keeping this lane pushed out, keeping Corgi in the lane, which might be the more important thing. And now Yrel able to make this long rotation down, going to try to slow down this escape. Roots dropped, and ultimately no targets grabbed. So good escape there, OSD. Samuro will be safe up top for just a moment. Gonna allow some damage in onto his own minion, slowing down the XP collection for ACA. But they're a level behind, ladies and gents, pretty far, as we have a pause from Lunara. Let's head on over to our caster bench. Welcome back. You get to look at my ugly face again. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your stay. Once again, I'll remind you, if you're new here, be sure to hit that follow button. Help me out. We're getting pretty close to 1,000 followers on this channel. So pretty incredible. The support I see from you guys on a weekly basis, especially all my NGS people out there. You guys are incredible. Be sure you're tuning in. There's some NGS action going on tonight, all night, all week. Playoffs have started. Gravesville in the house. Welcome to the stream. The main man himself, the caster extraordinaire. I believe has casted every single regen match so far, all 4 of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So big shout to Gravesville, a huge contributor, long time fan of the game, and contributor in general to the amateur scene. Gotta show respect to that man. So huge shout out. If you're not already following Gravesville, head on over to his channel. Throw him a follow. And other housekeeping while we have some time. I'm not just trying to like throw random shit out here, but might as well. If you want, go on over to my YouTube channel. I have a bunch of collections of VODs from there, a bunch of NGS matches, all the Div S stuff I've done, they're all up on there. Nightbot should be placing a link in chat, but I think you could also do like !YouTube or something like that. And it should put a link. And yeah, hit follow there. Helps me out. It's pretty hard to get followers on YouTube sometimes. Reading through the in-game chat, if you guys are looking for an update. Enigmatic is being attacked IRL. Daddy aggro. Someone is breaking into his house. Literally an excuse I played against. I don't know. Is that real? Maybe. I hope he's okay. I truly do. You guys discussing a lot of Li Ming builds. Let's look at the Li Ming build really quick. So level 1, it was the Force Armor. At 2, Triumvirate. And then at level 7, we saw the Calamity pickup. It's kind of all over the place. Kind of. It's like a little bit of everything. Interesting. Gravesville saying Archon pure power, please. Sure, why not? I think that's the only way to play. Fun saying it's a different play style, but it's viable. Okay. Noah disagreeing. Says no, stop it. All right, I'll stop it. My apologies. What happened to the music? Wasn't there music playing? I guess it's on. It's just not playing. That's weird. Chromie did get her level 10. Of course, early, being Chromie. She went with Temporal Loop. No True Cleanse on the other side. Perhaps the only hero able to effectively get out being the Samuro. So, interesting pick. I like it from the Chromie. Going to be hard, especially for Li Ming to deal with that. Especially into a sleep. How does Li Ming really get out of that at all? I don't think she does. So expect Chromie sitting at 21 stacks right now on that level 1 quest, halfway through it. I'd expect probably some more kills in this one from our Chromie player. How many kills are in this one so far? 2 for Greymane, 1 for Chromie so far. 3 on the board for ACA. None thus far for OSD, but remember they did win that game 1 on Sky Temple. Kind of came alive in the mid portion of the game. So perhaps here in this one, similar sort of thing will happen. We're about to be in our second objective phase. We got a message here. Oh, it's just Vince singing. He says, "There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years." All right, that's enough singing. We're back in game. Number 2 has resumed. And ACA pushing the top lane. I wasn't expecting this right out of our break, but with Chromie here, they're going to pressure out Corgi Booty a bit. They're going to get this entire wall, I think. In response, Li Ming here as well, but 5 heroes are strong. And they do get that entire top wall down and have set themselves that much closer to level 10. Only about a third of a level left until we're to that spot. Objectives announced, 13 seconds away. Corgi has split all the way down to the bottom lane. And they're going to be late onto the 10s and perhaps late into the Immortal Pit. 10s are here, and if you're OSD, you're scared in this moment. You're probably going to slow it down a bit, look for the XP, give up an Immortal. Kind of gave up the first one. Didn't play to their advantage. Exactly what I said that a winning team's going to have to do in this. Win the early Immortal, keep the momentum going, and that's exactly what's going on right now for ACA, as they've already pushed halftime. OSD with just a little bit done on the other side. They're gonna have to play defense. They're gonna have to play defense without those heroic talents. Here comes ACA after getting their Bruiser Camp to ready to re-engage this fight. Chromie from a distance, able to do what Li Ming wanted to do, maybe a bit better, but here's Mal'Ganis in a lot of trouble. Pops that Carrion Swarm, gonna spin around as a Temporal Loop, connected onto Murden. They don't connect the kill. And without that kill, it's time to just look at the Immortal, and there they go. Greymane in the working form, going to swipe it away, and a very large shield, this time bigger than the first one for the Anti-Clown Association. They don't even want the globes, they still want the fight, but 10s are here for OSD. Can Malfurion find a good silence? He's going to start to walk in. There's the defender from Yrel, got Filth in a lot of trouble backside, and will fall to Samuro. Corgi Booty able to warp on out as well. He's back in the top lane. Now it's Vince barely getting out. Those roots were right on point from Elheim, but the swipes a little bit more on point from Vince. 1 kill picked up by OSD, now dropping back to finish off this Immortal. The wall was already down, so they went right on to this fort. Shot hanging out in the back. Could leap onto this Ana. Here he comes. We'll follow Murden in. Greymane turning his locks right around on the shot. And Dwarf Toss will get him out before that Cursed Bullet connects. So cooldown down for Greymane. Immortal still alive as Enigmatic trying to save shot. Not able to, and Murden fallen for the 3rd time in this one. We're just 8 minutes and 40 seconds in as ACA still with their 2nd Immortal of the game. This one now knocking on the top keep door of OSD. They got all 5 heroes here. That wall is down. 1 turret as well. 2nd one looking low. Here's the Temporal Loop onto Li Ming. But a few shots missing from Chromie, and Treebeard will be able to survive. Now Samuro chasing in. Here's Lunara as well. That little time stop from Chromie keeping her up. But can Acia get out? Carrion Swarm pop, gonna spin onto Samuro, get some health back, and Corgi. Wrong place, wrong time, my friend. 5 kills on the board for ACA as they can play aggressive now. We do see a Bruiser Camp available up here. they're going to take it right away. Bottom lane, OSD still looking to catch up in XP. They've been behind for so long. Peeking back in at these talents is level 13 just now picked up by ACA. This is going to help. Repentance from the Yrel. She's been stomping on everything. When you pair it in here, each hero can reduce that cooldown and extra targets on the Samuro. You're going to have a lot of slows now from this Repentance that pretty much going to make the fights easy for Chromie. Targets can't dodge her. She's going to have basically fish in a barrel. But a good counter on the other side. Malfurion's still available. That Twilight Dream has been played effectively so far. Especially in game number 1. So we'll see what they can do with Malfurion. If they can move him to a spot that can protect the engage. Especially when Lunara wants to leap in. You got to have the Malfurion almost ready to go just to help any sort of counter. And keep Enigmatic safe. This time, no 13s again for OSD, but they're going to be inside the pit anyway. Is anyone, yeah, Samuro's going to try to find those 13s. But did they have enough time? Murden, in trouble, sleep, Cursed Bullet, Avatar. Like, no chance. 4th time dying, and it's been the same combo each time. This is likely going to be the 3rd Immortal in a row for ACA. Halftime was in favor of OSD, but how do you really fight in here? You don't have your front line. You got to rely on like Samuro to make an engagement happen, and so far I don't see it. Lunara's going to poke away backside. Porky taking a big chunk and slept. Ooh, Samuro falling once again. And that should be enough now. Murden respawning. Quantum low. Ana can't heal herself without that grenade. Does she have a grenade? 200 health. Yes, she does. She keeps herself alive. And with shot back, OSD wants to play defense, but Mal'Gana's big swipes onto 2. The silence is there from Elheim, but Li Ming will fall. Backside Murden picks off the Ana, who is still on very low health, but it doesn't matter for ACA. They got what they needed. They got the kills on the assassins, and now plenty of room to walk onto this Immortal with Greymane. Still have the Chromie here as well. And it'll be Immortal number 3 in a row for the Anti-Clown Association bottom lane, where Siege Camp, it's been pushing wall down, baby. And Yrel gonna wait in the flank, perhaps scouted out by that wisp of Lunara. Good job by Enigmatic watching that flank. They're gonna try to get on the flank themselves. Hippity hopping to the backside. Samuro here as well, and the big jump from Murden gonna lead it off. Stormbolt connects, and Kelsier locked down. Greymane has fallen, still chasing. Enigmatic gonna find this time-trapped Chromie. She can't get out of here. 3 heroes got her surrounded. And that's a double kill OSD, but can they save this keep? Very low already. Yrel, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Due to Bites finding top keep. Immortal likely gonna find bottom keep. Hashtag worth on the deaths. Won't be able to end it here, but keeps are down, ladies and gents. And from here, OSD has a mountain to climb. They got to get kills, and they made a good start of it there, getting that double. But they got to make something happen. They're going to invade this Bruiser camp. This is the play they have to make. No option, as we're only 5 seconds away from Chromie respawning. Maybe now having second thoughts. They don't see 16 on their own side. And I don't know if they're going in. They're waiting for something. Enigmatic sees they're here. Yrel hopping over the wall. In response, here comes shot. Misses the Stormbolt. And OSD's got to back away. Roots just trying to zone him out. And Samuro back at the base, having to clear out catapults. Big boy minions starting to hit on that core. OSD just got to run all the way out. So ACA kind of free here on this Bruiser camp. Lunara on the back. Maybe can find something. Will be slept by Ana, and Chromie able to connect. And that'll be all they need. Lunara has fallen. Now Shot 50% health. Good silence again from Malfurion. Can Shot pick up this kill? Yes, he can. Ana's down. Kelsier almost down as well as Samuro getting plenty of value. Look at this build coming to fruition right now. Vin's still holding that Carrion Swarm, so he's not in as much trouble as it might appear. Chromie falling, I didn't even see that. Credit to Treebeard. That's exactly what OSD needs to get back into this game, but now they have to worry about clearing out these lanes. Samuro's back. There are a couple catapults. There will also be a Bruiser Camp top lane just now reaching that core, but the shields are still active and should be able to be cleaned up before the shielding drops. And with 5 seconds until the Immortal, OSD with opportunity now to get their first objective of the game. Not easy to do on BOE. Finding those kills at the right time to be able to take a late game Immortal after losing the first 3, but they might be able to do just that right here. Leaving the Li-Ming back to play offense. The rest of the team setting up on the defensive side. Now Li-Ming making the rotation back as Samuro still in that top lane. It will be a 4-on-4 here. A lot of damage onto Enigmatic, and they really need to rely on him to be that assassin in these fights. But Yarel, she's going to hop harder than Lunara has ever seen before and do a considerable amount to Enigmatic. Gets a few heals from Alfurion, but gotta play careful from here. Now all 10 heroes ready to go post halftime. It'll be OSD in the lead, about 5,000 HP difference on these Immortals right now. It's ACA on the defensive side for the first time in this match, playing on the back foot. OSD, can they get aggressive here? There's the Avatar onto Murden, took a big chunk from that cursed bullet, but it's Lunara again, being a playmaker, leaping on the backside of Ana, but you can't step that far forward. Lunara does fall, but they traded out Ana down as well. Greymane still playing aggressive, picks off the Malfurion, and now the Carrion Swarm onto this Avatar, about to expire on Murden. Shots gotta get out, but the Temporal Loop bringing them right back, picked up by Gotfilth, ends up being a triple kill for ACA. Catapults on Le Coeur. Siege Camp as well. I think this could be it. GG's in chat thrown out from Elheim. And ACA trying to end it 16 minutes and 55 seconds in. And I think that's going to be it. Corey Booty in base. Treebeard up here trying to do what he can. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up 1 game apiece. All right, let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series and Heroes Lounge Division S. Lunara, played by Enigmatic. Plenty of damage again from this player, but this time outdone by the Greymane. 8 kills, 1 death. Game 2 MVP going over to Kelsier. Fantastic work. I love what I saw to Chromie. I think that Temporal Loop, what a great call. Definitely found value, especially there at the end, allowing them to win that game number 2. Talent screen before we head on to our first break of the night. I'm going to take a short water rest. And again, before we go to that break, I want to quickly thank all of you for showing up tonight. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your stay. Make sure you hit that follow button. And we'll be back in just about, we'll say 2 minutes. Yeah, we'll give it 2 minutes with game number 3. welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I'm your host, Murda. I am here in our third lobby of the night. Appears to be Cursed Hollow, chosen by ACA. Okay. So I guess OSD wanting the first pick this time. ACA versus OSD. Just writing this in my book quick. And we got Cursed Hollow. Alright, I told them I'm ready to go. Ready? See if they're ready. I think they're ready. Our fantastic moderator once again tonight, Captain Wedge in the house. Appreciate your duty. And both our captains telling us we're ready to go here for game number 3. Cursed Hollow, a big map, a macro-focused map. 2 bosses here. I'm expecting full value from these bosses. Oh, I hit the wrong scene. Let's go to the draft scene there. You can still see me. I don't know if you like seeing me, at least. Well, maybe. Some of you, perhaps. And I did mention this map picked by ACA. So according to the lobby, will be OSD with the first ban. First pick here on Cursed Hollow. And confirmed now by our announcement. Full 35 seconds, but OSD has been quick to take away the Zeratul and Ariel in this match. Will they remain with those bans or perhaps change it up here on Cursed Hollow? I'd expect them to stay the same. I think good maps for both of those heroes. I don't expect them to swap it up. But what do? They do just that. They swap it up. Sylvanas taken away by OSD. And there's the Uther ban. Has been the case in the first 2 from ACA. Now OSD having to consider taking out the Ariel or the Zeratul here. Haven't seen a Deathwing or a Cho'Gall all night. We did have a Cho'Gall ban last game. Haven't seen either of the heroes picked up tonight though. And perhaps on Cursed Hollow, one or both make an appearance. Zeratul will be the decision, however, from OSD, as has been the case throughout this match. If we're following suit for ACA, perhaps a Samuro ban. Or did it not give them issue in game 2? They were able to find a few kills on the Corgi Booty. Kind of kept them at bay, and ultimately pressure was always pushing the opposite direction. So might leave the Samuro up, but they're thinking about it. Similar ban though. They're going to worry about the macro, and they're going to take away the Abathur, who has a pretty good time on Cursed Hollow. Falstad available was played in game number 1 by ACA. This time picked up by OSD. And Cursed Hollow, and great with those 2 bosses and that boss control he can provide. Hanzo grabbed, and this is one of those heroes you just always take to Cursed Hollow because of the bosses. It allows you to kill them so quickly. So Kelsier hopping on the Shimado boy. And Vince hopping on an ETC, who was banned out in game 2. We've seen a lot of Mal'Ganis tonight, but our first swap for the tank player for ACA here in game 3, and I like the ETC on this map as well. It gives them option for a global to match the Falstad with the stage dive. You still have 2 other globals, 3 if you count the Deathwing. One of them taken now. Dahaka grabbed by Corgi Booty. Double global for OSD. Wow. I think you got to start thinking about the Deathwing as a ban here or a pick if you're ACA. I think we do a pretty good job against the Dahaka in particular. Matching in the solo, you have the global to match the global. And he's just nasty. Does a lot of damage. He can bring a lot to team fights. He can dive onto these tributes and just completely push them in the other direction, a la Dragon Queen from Alexstrasza. I think Deathwing just does it so much better. Johanna, the final ban from ACA. Illidan, the final ban from OSD. This Illidan, this is an OSD hero, but Corgi Booty already on the Dahaka. They're not going to try to take it for themselves, and they just don't want to keep the globals available. Illidan being that one global we just never remember about, with the Hunt at level 10. So they're going to take him away. Which global, if any, will ACA be able to grab? Probably none. They want Ana to heal, not the Brightwing, and Li Ming now to pair him with the Hanzo. Very rangy, very pokey for ACA. Lunara, I think Enigmatic likes feasting on heroes like this, so Lunara going to be the selection again, and here's a Tyrael for shot. Okay. All right. So typically you see the Tyrael here on Cursed Hollow with the Juice Pirates. Bring a Greymane, bring the Tyrael, bring a Morales, maybe a Raynor. But yeah, this is interesting. What did I not write down? Deckard. Deckard, and final pick, Ragnaros. That's going to help match all of the siege damage. Lava Wave. It's not a meme, guys, okay? Forget globals. You have, like, global damage. Why be in the lane when you could be out of the lane? Am I right? We got to go to you guys in chat, though. Who won the poll in Game 2? I guess I didn't update you guys on that. Game 2 poll. You guys didn't vote. What's wrong with you? Guys, I'm going to put the vote out again. Game 3. Help me out here. Who's going to win Game 3? Let's see. End poll. Okay. Could not end poll? I'm so confused. What did I do here? Am I? Come on. Help me out. Come on, Twitch. Let's see. Manage poll. Okay. New poll. Who will win Game 3? ACA or OSD? And I see our map has loaded, so I'm going to get us over there as the poll is open. Make sure you vote in chat right above the chat screen. Select your team you want to win. Hit the vote button. I'll read off the totals in just a bit. Let's introduce this team on the left-hand side, however, and switch us over to the game scene. Here we go. All right, on the left-hand side in blue, we got my pal Vince hopping on the ETC. Got Filth gonna play the Li Ming. Quantum, we've seen this Ana already tonight out of him, and Kelsier on the Hanzo for the first time tonight. And for the top lane, dude abides on the Ragnaros. Make some noise for the Anti-Clown Association.
What are you waiting
And in red, we got Shot here up front, playing the Tyrael. Helheim on the Deckard Cain, Treebeard playing Falstead base skin there. Dahaka played by Corgi Booty. And last but not least, we saw this in Game 2. You guys love Enigmatic on the Lunara. Make some noise once again. They are Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Alright, level 1 talents up on your screen. I want to say thank you in chat to Zerging1321. Thanks for stopping in tonight, hanging out, watching some Div S action. Falstad going to take the flight down to the bottom, and maybe they have Ragnaros surrounded. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and lock in. Lightning Rod has connected, body blocked in from Tyrael. Rag trying to get around, and does. Tyrael taking a huge chunk of damage, so perhaps going to think about going all the way back to base or just using that well tap. Looks like the well tap will be just fine for Shot. Check our matchup up top where Corgi Booty feeling favorable against a Li Ming in the solo lane. Gonna use those bushes as the Haka to kind of bounce around, keep maximum speed potential, and the level 1 selection will be Tissue Regeneration for Dahaka. I think this pick, you know, you haven't seen a lot of Dahaka. Oh, there's a drag. You get a lot of damage onto Li Ming, but a lot of people, ever since the latest changes, which at this point in time, it's been about 18 months, I'd guess, since Dahaka has seen any meaningful changes, but that Tissue Regeneration really being the more dominant of the builds over the speed build, which I think you guys probably have more history of seeing. But Tissue Regen allowing a lot more sustainability in these fights. You get a lot more essence when you're fighting in on these heroes, which is going to help, especially during these tributes. The dive potential with the Tyrael. Okay, I can see it. So Dahaka is going to be wanting to play aggressive here in this game number 3, Cursed Hollow. Speaking of aggressive, OSD hanging out around the ACA Bruiser camp right now. Tyrael very close by, as well as Deckard Cain. And with Falstead having eyes on Hanzo, they feel safe, but maybe not safe enough. They back on out for now. Shot still hanging pretty close, but you can tell they just want to keep eyes and maybe threaten back ACA without making a full commitment to invade this camp. But could that all change? Maybe it could. Falstead nearby with a flight available. Could be there at a moment's notice if they want to engage in here. And Shot staying very close nearby. Remember, they have Dahaka as well, so it could be a double global in here onto this camp. Danger pings. Here's the flight in from Falstad. Dahaka thinking about a burrow. He's hanging out away. He's looking at this bush right now. We just know it. Here's going to be the big triangle from Deckard Cain. That scroll is sealing, locking in a few as Dahaka coming in the bush. Will he have a drag? He's looking for it. Still looking. My pal Vince is here trying to play defense on the point. But OSD strong, and with another huge scroll is sealing, that will seal the deal. And OSD, a successful invade onto the ACA Bruiser Camp. Tribute is active, and Enigmatic, pretty easy channel here for Lunara. They're feeling good. Hanzo tried to interrupt a Sonic Arrow, but barely missing. And that'll be one tribute on the board for OSD. Still no first blood here on Cursed Hollow, 3.5 in. But we did have a pretty good attempt. You saw the power of that double global, the threat that it can really throw at ACA, especially early game when you don't have ETC with the option, at least, of the stage dive. So if you're at home and you're playing a double global comp, make sure you're using it as often as you can. Don't make it a passive thing. Make it like an active, aggressive sort of thing. And I'd expect more of that as this game continues for OSD. But let's look around the map as Bruiser Camp being worked on, going to be held for a second. Ragnaros, he's not holding for anyone. Siege Camp pushed out for the top lane. And timers elsewhere. It'll be 1:45 over here and a bit longer on the Bruiser Camp for ACA. So the only one really still remaining is this from Enigmatic, who's effective scouting with the Wisp. Gonna throw another one out there as well. Waiting till the final moment to grab this Bruiser Camp as Dahaka gonna take the slow walk to the top lane. Worry about clearing out this Siege Camp. Gonna have to deal with Ragnaros as well due to Bides helping catch up the XP. We're just about deadlocked, still without that first blood. Tribute will be active. We're gonna hang out here. Do note, Dahaka up top should have that brush stock available. Falstad currently in the fight. Treebeard now surrounded by Ragnaros, taking a lot of damage there, and he's going to have to back out of the fight, and that's got to be enough now for ACA to get this Tribute. Shot in trouble walking in on Tyrael, but he's got enough speed to get back to safety, back to some of these potions being dropped by Deckard Cain. Harassment at mid onto ETC. Still no channel coming out as Tyrael will fall. Gonna try to hit him with this final blast. Does onto Ragnaros. Kelsier low as well. Hops over the wall with natural agility. But Li Ming's gonna fall. No resets for her, as Falstad falling at the same time could have been destructive if Li Ming was able to survive that. But she does fall there. And it's going to keep this fight even. Dahaka now showing up. Porgy Booty is here. Falstad up in 5. Flight should be available. Good drag there onto Dudabides. Ragnaros taking a chunk of damage. Lunara kiting back effectively, but Elheim drinking every potion to himself, just trying to get out. Good power slide, and Deckard Cain will fall. Does Ragnaros have the same fate? He does, because Lunara too strong. Dahaka falls, but incoming Falstad's gonna pick off Hanzo, and these are just going back and forth, including now an Ana backside in trouble, but Treebeard can't pick it up. The power slide enough from my pal Vince, making it 4 kills there, and if you include the earlier ones, maybe it was a total of 6. But the fight's still going on, the tribute's still going on. Bosses are around now, and teams are like, I don't even know if we want to be here. Oh my god, Lunara, this is why Enigmatic picks the hero. Li Ming down in the blink of an eye. No chance to survive. Elheim here, support ready. Potions are being dropped and shot, trying to keep Enigmatic available as a damage dealer, because the threat of this leaping strike is considerable right now. Shout out in chat, Saddleburr with a recent follow there, as we do see a lava wave being sent down this bottom lane. It's going to keep the pressure going for ACA, and it's going to help the XP gain, especially during these really drawn-out tribute phases. This is just our second one of the game, and we're 7 minutes and 15 seconds in. Shot trying to interrupt it, but I think finally ACA, oh my gosh, maybe not. Tyrael taking Eldruins back in onto the tribute, and now Enigmatic backside's going to find this Ana. She has no way to get out again. Look at Enigmatic making moves. They even get the kill now onto Hanzo. A great sanctification keeping OSD alive as ETC stunned by the drag. It's a triple kill for Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Just the Ragnaros here to drop meteors. That's going to be tribute number... Oh, my goodness. Tribute number 2 and a quad kill for OSD. Do they dare go for the boss? Looks like no. Escorting a siege camp, which has been pushing for quite some time here. And they're going to get a fort. Globals have split out. Corey Booty up top. Falstead with the bribe. I don't know exactly what he's doing. Let's check out the stacks right now. Holding on to just one of those stacks. OSD trying to finish off this fort, and they will. Scroll of Sealing keeping the zoning active. As ETC misses with the power slide, we'll be able to separate out the Tyrael with that face melt. But plenty of potions down, and I gotta say, really solid support play by Elheim, not only in this game, but really throughout this match so far, showing as an MVP for OSD. This is Curse Point now for OSD, and Treebeard, he's the one set up first, and ACA gonna have to play this aggressive without their level 13 talents. Let's see where my pal Vince is going. Oh, they're checking out the boss. Kelsier sees it. Hanzo in big boy trouble, but Ana right at the last moment finds some of those healing darts, and maybe now ACA able to find Lunara, but no, she's hopping around, and they finish off that Hanzo. Ana's gonna fall as well, a double kill, and see you later, Ragnaros. Another triple for OSD as my pal Vince still being chased out by the deer. Enigmatic trying to slowly whittle him down with some of that poison, and Tyrael gonna help with some holy ground. ETC no way to get behind the wall, but there's still 2 forts, 2 turrets, and Lunara not able to walk through. Now with the curse though she can. Barely getting away. ETC makes it back to base with a couple of heroes now respawning. Full strength for ACA. They're going to have to deal with this curse. Boss was not picked up. There was a fight here. But it was never grabbed. Decker King going to find some XP here. Going to have to be careful against Ragnaros. Top lane pushed by Falstead. Mid lane was just kind of teased up by the rest of the team. That fort just fell. So let's just watch the action in this top lane. Treebeard still here. Curse still active, and more minions on the way. I'd imagine this fort, it's gonna fall. Did pick up at level 4 the static shield, so extra shielding. And Boomerang at level 7, helping him stack that bribe so fast. The minion waves, they don't stand a chance.
Red team has destroyed a
This will be our first boss of the game. It does belong to OSD, but on the other side, check out ACA. They have that Hanzo I mentioned. You bring Hanzo to Cursed Hollow for the bosses, and so quickly able to grab that in response to the OSD top lane boss. But is the Lava Wave enough to catch ACA up? They've been losing a lot of fights. Now 11-6 the total kills. 5 for Enigmatic. 4 for our Falstead player. That's Treebeard. And he's doing a great job keeping these lanes pushed out as well. Going to be an easy clear for ACA, but now they're going to have to deal with a bit more. Bruiser camp invaded by OSD, and this mid wall turret already down. Wall, yeah, it's about 25% health. It's going to fall in just a moment. Or will it? Maybe not. Enigmatic's not letting this go. There's great holy ground again by Shot. Lava Wave now. Tyrael potentially in trouble, but speeds up, gets out of that Lava Wave, will survive. Treebeard now walking over 2 bribe stacks, stealing away a siege camp. And huge advantage right now for OSD. You see those potions a little bit bigger now from Deckard Cain at level 13, picking up that super healing potion. And this level 16 talent unfair advantage paired in with these level 4 and 7 siphoning toxin, choking pollen. Having this unfair advantage now just going to be that much more ridiculous for Lunara. If she can find anyone on the backside like she has been, waiting for the engage to start and just harass the Ana. You got to believe Enigmatic now feeling at full potential with this Lunara build. And OSD being so successful, think they got to be leading from here. And checking into our poll pregame chat, 4 votes for OSD and 0 votes for ACA. You guys Really rooting for the Season 1 veteran squad here tonight. The 100% of all voting going towards OSD. Camp take there from Dahaka. Picking up the Primal Swarm at 13, and they're at 16, grabbing the Elongated Tongue. Here comes potentially a fight, but Kelsier hopping on the mount quickly. From the Ninja Assassin? No, that's not the one. Oh, I guess he didn't take it. Okay, I thought maybe mounted archery. But no. Another strong push. And being able to do this with the Lunara, you see just how strong it can be. Falstad here as well, plenty of siege damage in his own right. And that will be the first tribute of the game picked up by ACA. Vince going to get on out of there. Was the Mosh Pit picked up, but we haven't seen it yet from ETC. I thought it was going to be the stage dive. And you thought maybe trying to match the global with this ETC selection. However, they're already behind in this game. I think they know exactly what I'm thinking is you just need to win a team fight. All the global pressure ain't going to help you at this point. You're down all your outer courts, so Vince got to play aggressive, and here it comes. Power slide in, but Enigmatic able to hop right back out. Here comes that Lava Wave. Holy Ground is down, but OSD going to have to run through this wave just a bit. A bit of shielding there from Justice for All. And they will survive through it, but this bottom lane push will be thwarted by that wave. Bottom lane tribute spawning next. And OSD looking to set up, but I think more importantly, Corgi Booty looking to find level 20s right now for OSD, and he's not too far behind. ACA, no camps on the map available right now, so they don't really have much to do, and they're behind 2.5 levels in XP because of this global pressure. So they're still looking for fights, and that's exactly how you do it. Tyrael with no chance to blink. He's down before it's even started down here on this tribute. And ACA picked up their first on the last one, so this will be 2 in the bank. Look at this. This is a double global push. Another bribe steal onto this camp. And OSD trying to remain aggressive with their global. They're going to find damage onto this keep. Just the Ragnaros, and he's hopping right in the Molten Core. But Treebeard and Corgi, they're right on out. They'll be safe, but they get a bit of damage onto that keep, and they can keep sneaking up here. Eventually, that keep will fall. Will be the wind tunnel upgrade for Falstead. Bottomless flask for Deckard Cain. We got leap upgrade for Lunara, and final pick will be the contagion for our Dahaka player, Corgi Booty. Bosses have respawned, and OSD looking at it quickly. Big advantage at level 20. They have the wind tunnel, so as long as Falstead's here, there is 0% chance anyone can take this boss. So the smart play, ACA pulling it off. Bottom lane, they're getting their own boss. And it'll be another gentleman's exchange. Top and bottom lanes, but OSD already doing a lot of damage in that top lane. They're going to have a slight advantage here. Enigmatic going to clear up this bruiser camp as curse point now. ACA, they got to get this one. I mean, they could give it up. They can afford to give it up, but they got to find a curse. It's really the point I'm trying to make. Really, their best chance at getting completely back in here on Cursed Hollow is finding one of those curses, get these outer forts down, and make it kind of what I'll call a one-possession game where one kill, one fight could be it here in the later portion of Cursed Hollow. But OSD standing sturdy. I mean, they're able to send this Falstead out. He doesn't go into Epic Flight, which I do like on Cursed Hollow. However, late game, you're going to need to win the fight for OSD, and having the wind tunnel going to be the difference maker for Treebeard. So expect him to have a lot on his shoulder in the next team fight if he's going to be able to effectively split up ACA or just shove him into a wall and allow Dahaka to spin. And of course the Lunara damage to get in there. It's all going to rely on the Falstead. So keep an eye on to Treebeard, and more importantly maybe, watch this backline of ACA. How safe can they be? Or will they expose themselves just like they did earlier in this game? Level 20 is achieved for both sides, so both sides ready to go. It will be play of the game for Hanzo. There's a global picked up by ACA to try to help out. But is that going to be enough? Here's the fight as Duda Bides in trouble, locked in by Holy Ground in the worst spot Ragnaros could find himself in is exactly where he was. Good pickup though, backside. Li Ming taking out the leaping strikes of Lunara, and Enigmatic falls just like that. Still throwing in some of these orbs. Has got Filth, who's gotten a bit of health back. Oh, the mosh pit on 2. No interrupt, or is there? There's the big wind tunnel from Falstead, and now the drag connecting onto Quantum. Ana will fall as well. And that's exactly what OSD was looking for. Came a bit late. I was expecting it sooner in the fight. But they get exactly what they needed, and now a top keep exposed. They can start pushing in. Scroll of Ceiling just barely missing. ETC slowed, but Bolt of the Storm right over that Holy Ground keeps my pal Vince alive, and maybe keeps this map number 2 alive, at least momentarily, for ACA. But OSD still trying to push in. That tribute still available behind him. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, afterburners from Falstead. He just barrel rolls in with the extra speed and finds the lightning rod kill. Hanzo down, as well as mid and top keeps. Lunara back on the map. Tribute's still there, so Lunara's going to pick it up. Here comes the Molten Core. Can barely see kind of the pillar of light shooting out from Duda Bides there on that one, at least from my perspective. And that'll be enough for OSD to back out, but not before, once again, Treebeard with those bribe stacks on that very same camp for the 3rd time in a row. Gonna help set up OSD and that pressure in the top lane and give them plenty of time to warp back to base, get some mana, hop around the map, get some more siege camps. And we're gonna get ready for what will be a 2-2 Tribute attack. Maybe, just maybe, winner takes all, because his bottom lane has been exposed by ACA and Boss is active in just 50 seconds. That could come into play here in just a moment. Shot gonna step on in and see if this bruiser camp's being worked on. Remember, he has that Holy Ground. It's been pretty effective so far, and Vince, he knows it. He's trying to shut this fight down early. He's not letting them take a fight, but look at the Lord NATO pushing back some targets, even interrupting that mosh pit, as well as that wind tunnel keeping everyone else back means Ragnaros will fall. Vince in trouble. Holy Ground locks down that power slide, but once again, Bolt of the Storm keeping ETC alive. Ana not the same fate, as OSD potentially looking to end out game number 2. Leaping strikes over the core by Enigmatic. Can he finish him off? Yes, because the Holy Ground, look at it, blocks off the entrance to the base. And OSD, just like that, turn it around and will take this game number 2 on Cursed Hollow with a double global Falstead Dahaka. 19-8, the final kill count, as OSD takes the lead 2-1 over Anti-Clown Association. And here's our match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series and Heroes Lounge Division S. What a game. Enigmatic a bit more fruitful that time with the Lunara. Once again leading the team in damage this time. 7 kills, only beat by Falstead at the 8 mark. Really well done. Global play, look at that. XP 20k onto the Dahaka, 17k onto the Falstead, but Ragnaros able to outdo both of them with the Lava Wave, sitting at 25k XP, but it's not enough to take that game number 2 for ACA, and it'll be OSD up 2-1 now. Let's take a look at this talent screen before we move on to a very short break here between games 3 and 4. I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break, catch my breath for a moment, maybe a sip of water, and I'll see you guys back here just about 1 minute from now. All right, and we are off. I'll see you in just a sec. And welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I'm your host, Murda. And we are waiting for our lobby for game number 4. Perhaps the players taking a well-deserved break after that first 3 games. OSD now heading into this 4th map on match point. Can OSD send us to that game 5, or does it end here? Our map, I'm just finding out, will be Infernal Shrines, as selected once again by ACA. So once again, first pick for OSD, and game number 3, it was the Falstead pick, actually, on Cursed Hollow that maybe made the difference, especially there at 20, able to win that final fight on the backs of that wind tunnel that we all knew was coming. Just a matter of seeing how it was executed, and Treebeard able to do just that at the end of Cursed Hollow. Drafting has just been fantastic from both teams tonight. Game 1, it was OSD picking up the Vala Tassadar, leading them to a Game 1 victory on Sky Temple. And Game 2, getting that race comp with the Greymane and teching in the Chromie, allowing them to match some of that range damage coming out on the other side from OSD. Very smart pick from ACA, so I'm expecting a lot of the similar sort of strategy coming out here in our 4th game. Bans have been pretty standard and predictable thus far, with that Uther being targeted away by ACA and a lot of Zeratul bans from OSD. So we've kind of gotten a sense of where these captains are thinking in these drafts, but who's going to be the first to kind of break suit and move away from what that strategy was at the start of the match and maybe evolve it into what's going to work to win these final 2 maps? Or if you're OSD, just this game number 4, all you need to walk out of this week 4 matchup with a win. I think everyone's here. Shot just showed up.
A new subscriber has been acquired.
That's a subscriber.
Aru
That's
Phoenix 220 baby. Less than 3 you at Murda RG Murda Let's Go Murda Region 1 Murda Region 2 Murda Globe.
I guess Regen Phoenix 1. Shout out to Arrow. Appreciate the resubscription. Now 11 months. They're asking me if I'm ready to go for game 4. Yes, we are. I just got to make sure I thank Arrow. Appreciate you for being here. Huge congrats on the win, as that's what it sounds like happened. And that'll be a semifinal draw for Regen Phoenix. So congrats to you guys, and best of luck next week as you continue your campaign in the NGS playoffs. Here we go into game number 4. It's going to be Infernal Shrines, as chosen by the Anti-Clown Association. OSD, once again, first to ban, first to pick. Looks like we're waiting on everyone to load into the draft, and there we go. So will it be the Zeratul ban? All 3 games taken away by OSD, but in game 3, they stopped banning the Auriel and banned away the Sylvanas instead. So that's an option as well for OSD, and I think Sylvanas very, very strong here on Infernal Shrines in particular. Paired in with the Punishers, she is not fun to deal with. So I'm expecting high priority on Sylvanas, either a ban or that first pick here on Infernal Shrines. 4 seconds left for OSD to make that decision, and they just want to take away the most powerful tank here on Infernal Shrines. Johanna, a lot of value in the pit, able to get some cooldown reduction going, as Uther remains the ban for the 4th game in a row for ACA. We're back to consider a Sylvanas ban or a Zeratul ban for OSD right here. And they don't ban away either. They take away Quantum's Ana, who has been picked up in all 3 of these first games. And there is the Sylvanas ban, as I expected. It's going to leave open the Auriel. So ultimately, I think that's just oh man, I was gonna say smart drafting by OSD, but they leave open a Cho'Gall. And if you guys have been following along Division S North America, particularly on the stream of Gravesville. I think he's seen the most of it. Cho'Gall has been a menace. Very high win rate. I think did finally pick up its first loss of the season. Actually, Regen, my very own squad, playing that one. In response, it's going to be the Cocoon. It's going to be the Last Rites. Don't even name the heroes. It doesn't matter. It's just the heroics. That's all they're drafting them for. Ariel going to be good. Can maybe help keep some stuff alive. Crystal Aegis, or just go with the Rez. Rez probably being the more favorable of the picks right now. They don't really have a battery for her as of yet. Final bans will be the Greymane and Alexstrasza, who's making her first appearance in one of these drafts. And what do they pair in with the Cho'Gall? Take away some heroes. Maybe take that Leo right here. Leo's so strong against Cho'Gall. Just don't make it an option for OSD and use it for your own solo lane. We'll see if they want to do that here. Instead, no, it's Sonya, so strong on Infernal Shrines, and Brightwing going to get that phase shift upgrade at level 1. That means Cho'Gall is pretty much always going to have a full health bar. Huge burst heal. In fact, I think that's the most healing output from a single heal, specifically when done on Cho'Gall. I think it's like even more than Ancestral. Someone check my math. Fake news me if you need to. But I'm pretty sure that phase shift upgrade on Cho'Gall is the biggest single target heal in the game. Vala and Leoric, the final 2 picks for OSD. And I mentioned that Leoric pick. They left it available, instead going for the Sonya on the side of ACA. And they're going to have to pay, as I think Enigmatic on that hero is going to get a lot of value. Maybe playing off-roll a bit, though. We've seen him on the Vala earlier. This time it's going to be Treebeard on the Vala. And final pick now for Got Filth we see will be Mephisto. Was it a Tickle Mephisto skin? I didn't see. I guess we'll find out in a minute. But we got to head back to chat. We got to ask you for the 4th time, who will win Game 4? Will it be ACA or will it be OSD? Ladies and gentlemen, the poll should be active right above your heads in chat. Hit the drop down, select your team, and make sure you hit the vote button to submit your vote. I'll read them off here, and we will have a good time with that. And hopefully you guys continue your flawless streak. You haven't lost any tonight so far. You picked OSD in Game 3. They won Game 3. Game 2, none of you voted. So we won't even really count that. Game number 3, ready to go. Excuse me, 4. Game number 4, ready to go. As Liam hitting that follow button. Appreciate you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. We got a Cho'Gall here, and let's introduce it. We got Dudabais and Kelsier playing the Cho and the Gall. Quantum on the Brightwing. Got Filth playing Mephisto. No Tickle Mephisto skin.
New follower detected.
And up in the top lane, it's Sonya, played by my pal. It's Vince. Ladies and gentlemen, they are Anti-Clown Association. Appreciate that follow, Funds TV, as we introduce this team. On the right-hand side, we got Enigmatic actually making that late swap over to Malthael. Elheim going to be on the Ariel. Shot on the Anubarak. Treebeard playing the Vala. And in the top lane, it's the dog with the cutest booty you ever did see. Make some noise for Corgi on Leoric, and they are Order of the Sleeping Dragon. So I'm taking a live look at my follower count, currently sitting at 995 followers. So if you're out there right now and you're like, man, I'd love to see some random streamer I just checked out for the first time tonight hit 1,000 followers, consider slapping that follow button, baby. But let's take a look at these level 1 talents and some of this combat in the top lane, as my pal Vince getting assaulted by Corgi Booty, dropping to 50% health. Sonya gonna have to use that well tap early, maybe even that phase shift from Brightwing, as we do confirm the hyper shift pickup at level 1. We'll see how much the heal actually is on the Cho'Gall. Maybe we can get like an actual tabulation of the total. But I think I'm spot on. It's gonna be a really big heal, and I think it's the biggest single target heal in the game. No one in chat kind of answered me or theory crafted with me or humored me with some fun banter. So we'll just say I'm right by default. How about that? Good work by Enigmatic, finding we'll call it a free camp in the bottom. No sort of attack from the other side. Got filth nearby in the lane, but just the Mephisto not enough, as Cho'Gall having to spend 2 bodies, including the Brightwing making it 3 onto that siege camp. So early macro advantage for OSD, but Enigmatic in trouble, warping around on that Malthael, gonna avoid that little shot off. What's her Q from Brightwing called? Arcane shot? Arcane flare. Okay, I was close. I was close. And now an invade onto OSD's camp. That was Mephisto warping in, so he went back to his spot as now a Nubrag able to burrow charge deep. The Impale misses. And there is that hyper shift onto Cho'Gall. Still trying to escape, but now in your face you gotta deal with Enigmatic and this Malthael doing a lot of percentage damage, but not enough to get any of these killed. Mephisto's on his way back. Oh, that was close. No Impale ready from shot. And Mephisto is able to get out, and it's actually going to be the Malthael now in trouble. With our first shrine active in just a moment, I think both our teams are going to head back to base and get ready for this first objective fight. Who has the advantage here so far? I wouldn't really say either team does, but top lane has been being won by Corgi Booty, that's for sure. Sonya's having the Hearth right now, and Corgi Booty is kind of checking it all out aggressively. And in that bottom lane, I gotta say, maybe it really was OSD who has the better hand. They were able to take that neutral siege camp in the bottom lane, and they almost found some kills in the fight, but no kills yet, as our first shrine has been started. Early jump by ACA, already picking up 10 before OSD shows up, but here comes a Nubrak and Leo from the top side. Burrow charge in, does find the Sonya player, but Hypershift coming in to save my pal Vince. OSD pressing all 5 heroes into this choke and getting a lot of value from the stacked up heals of Ariel. You see they're still sturdy, and Cho'Gall very low health without option of anything like a blink heal from Brightwing right now, just having to deal with the slow trickle healing and that hyper shift that's coming in off cooldown, but it's not too much. And that means OSD, with so much time to set up in the pit, now have taken the lead 20 to 18. And ACA is going to have to play it aggressive if they want any chance. Sonya's just leaving. She walks right through the pit into the mid lane. That's just going to be it. OSD, first Punisher of the game when they turn around to get these last 2, but why not get the Brightwing along the way? Shot in trouble, but gonna survive Ariel with the heals. And here comes that Punisher. It's going to be an Arcane Punisher bottom lane. Sonya split back up top to work on the XP for ACA, as OSD going to pressure in. They got 4 heroes here. They're going to get this wall. This Punisher, 50% health. The wall's going down. Do the turrets go down with it? I'm not quite so sure. I think they do. Minions strong. Vala here, and they will get it. Mephisto going to pressure them back, but a good whip from Elheim says no thank you to any sort of kills happening. And that's exactly what you want to do with your first Punisher. Find a wall at least. And they get it, including another 33% onto that fort. But here comes Cho. Thought it was an ETC power slide. It was just a Cho shove, getting all the way in there. But now going to have to deal with that burrow charge. Gets a bit of a cleanse and makes it out. Was that a cleanse? It's not a cleanse. What was that? It's a dead Mephisto. And with this camp here, and with Cho'Gall effectively out of the fight, way too low, really only Gall able to throw in damage from a distance. This fort's gonna fall, but they might find some kills. Big burrow charge hits onto Brightwing and Cho'Gall, but Quantum throws that pixie dust on, gets that speed boost, and hops on out. That's the first fort down, and it belongs to OSD. Remember, they're on match point. Will Cho'Gall be enough as he scales throughout this game, along with his Brightwing, who, in my opinion, does get pretty strong at 10. I think the Blink heal is going to help out a lot, but is it going to be enough? You really got to hope that Cho'Gall can find kills, and you don't get picked off like this, including the Entomb. My pal Vince in trouble, but has the Whirlwind and is able to Whirlwind right through those opponents and get some health back. So Vince able to survive? Oh, Last right, sending him to 135. He does survive. But OSD picking off an aggressive Mephisto. Finds himself on the wrong side of the wall. And you can't really use that shade of Mephisto when you're just going to hop right back into him. So that will be kill number 3. 2 of them belong to Vala. 1 to Shot in that Anubarak. Top lane Immortal next, Punisher next. So OSD trying to finish off this wall. Maybe get some damage onto this fort. And in my opinion, most importantly, maybe get down this well. See if they start turning their focus there. But if you can take this well out before this shrine is active, it means no taps available in top lane for ACA. And OSD still holding on to their well there on their side. Would be in a better position, but they're not able to make it through. Good defense that time from Dudabides and Kelsier. Bottom lane, it's Sonya and Brightwing looking at Leoric. But here comes OSD. Malthael flipping on in, and what an entomb by Corgi Booty. Keeping that Brightwing there, but she's got Blink Heal, and Sonya helping out, but won't be able to save anything from that last rights. It's a pickup from Malthael, the first stack of the game on the last rights as the shrine is active, and now 15 seconds till Brightwing respawns. OSD able to move on into the shrine with Vala and get to work early. Malthael staying back, doesn't have On a Pale Horse, so it's going to be a long ride up there for Enigmatic, but having this pressure mid is going to really keep ACA at bay throughout this shrine phase and potentially give OSD their second fort of the game ahead of this next Punisher coming out. And they still have the lead. They're up 6-6. Oh, just tied up, but Sonya's stuck. Is there a whip? Waiting for the whip. There it is, into the little mini wall. Follow up Burrow Charge, and my pal Vince, I don't know if he makes it out. Hungering Arrow finishes it off. Actually, Malthael getting credited with it as Quantum low as well. Brightwing has fallen. Just the Cho'Gall still standing here because got filth. No way your Shade of Mephisto saving you again. He's going to be stuck in the middle, and he is. Dudabides and Kelsier are just shoving themselves around. Can Shot chase him down? No. OSD going to retreat. Clear up a bruiser camp, grab themselves another Punisher. And they're going to continue this lead now 7-1 in kills. Take a look at the kill chart. It'll be Malthael with 3, Vala with 3, just the 1 death onto the Skeleton King in this one. Hypershift coming in, getting Cho'Gall back up to full speed. But only losing a Leoric so far for OSD, you gotta feel good, especially when you even have that res just waiting. If you don't need to use it, that's a good thing. Holding at 35, and looks like they're gonna pressure on in as well. A smart play here from OSD. Getting full value, everything they can out of this Punisher. Maybe even get this top fort down before the Punisher spawns would be even better. I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe that camp bottom. Hard to tell. Cho'Gall gonna walk in. Here's the Hypershift. And now OSD in a weird spot. They still gotta walk in and kill one more. Shot's gonna show up to help them do just that. Big deep Burrow Charge with a Blink Heal. Too good from Quantum. And that will be the remaining Skeletal Defender taken out by OSD. No level 16 yet, but they do have a 2-level lead heading into what could be an ending sequence here if any kills are achieved for OSD. Malthael waiting at mid, still trying to soak up that 16 talent tier. Punisher now onto this top lane fort. And no defense coming out from anyone. So it falls pretty quickly, and still, I'd say 85% health, 88%, excuse me, onto this Punisher. Here it comes, hopping over the wall, landing on Mephisto. There's the Cocoon as well, making sure that he's not going to get that counter siege damage as the entire team of OSD able to push through the wall. Last Rites was out and does get credited with the kill. Is now Cho'Gall in trouble, gets the hyper shift from Brightwing, but dude, Kelsier all the way wrapped up, pops in that Molten Block, pops the heroic onto from Cho'Gall, or from Gall at least. And can they get out? I don't know if they do. 250 health, they do get out, but now Vince here on Sonya, he's surrounded by a few targets, and the Punisher leaping in. Is this enough to finish off Sonya? So far, no. The Whirlwind build helping out. makes it to the well, does survive, and does Vince consider re-engaging? He will. That's it. Cho'Gall? Oh, they're trying to keep him here. Good Durance of Hate. Gonna lock in shot, but he uses his own shield, trying to get out with the help of Ariel. They do lose their Malthael, but here comes that Resurrect, and Enigmatic back at full health. OSD's like, fight me, bro. We're at level 16. You're not. We got the keep down, and if you want to fight and lose a hero here, we'll take the whole damn set right now. Well, luckily for ACA, OSD deciding, we'll play it slower for now. Few camps were available. One we just did see stolen away, that Bruiser camp top lane being cleared out by Sonya. And there's also a siege camp picked up in the bottom lane, already cleared out. Oh wait, was it not picked up? No, I guess it wasn't. Alright, this was the one that was started and they abandoned it. Okay, alright. We're all caught up now. OSD still with the advantage, still able to find these enemy camps, and I gotta say, I think my MVP so far probably Shot. Playing this Anubarak, these burrow charges from deep. You see, where's the talent? I'll show you guys at home. Boom, debilitation now. Shutting down the spell power Mephisto, who's really like their main source of anything happening. You saw him even use that cocoon in the last fight. As long as Mephisto can't stay in these fights, that's their game plan. You know, Gaul as well. This will work on Gaul, I suppose. So double credit on the Cho'Gall. Camp is available bottom lane. Corgi Booty waiting up top. I see this on the mini-map. Waiting near the top Bruiser camp, but they know this is the one spot, I think ACA, if they're looking for a fight, this is where they would want to take that fight. Especially if they see this bottom camp trigger. But OSD's playing it really slow. They're just waiting for minions to leave, collect some globes. Keep the lane pushed out. Top lane, though, here comes Cho'Gall. Gonna walk right past Leoric. Does Mephisto see him? I don't know if they did. They did. Oh, they definitely did. Cho'Gall with a quick snap turn. But they got space created here onto this Bruiser camp, and pretty quick with the help of Mephisto working through it. So we'll say this is successful. Yes, it will be. Dude Kelsier on the Bruiser camp. How long is this push? I think this one just gets kind of stopped in a second. The moment this walks a little bit further forward. We'll see. Good setup by OSD. They're going to find their early engage. Hungering Arrow connecting onto the Cho'Gall. But watch shot. There's that cocoon. Lands on Mephisto first. Should be a follow-up burrow charge coming out soon. But they're backing up. Durance of Hate going to lock in onto Corgi Booty and that Leoric, and there's that burrow charge. Hits a few targets, and the Molten Block has to come out as Brightwing falling to the last rites. Nothing she could do. So much damage though from Gaul, but you can't survive with Mephisto on the, Malthael on the other side. Mephisto's the one falling. Godfilth is down, and it's just Vince. And Vince will fall. It's a mega kill for OSD now with opportunity top lane to end it all right here. Game 4 could be in the books. 15 minutes and 15 seconds. OSD approaching the core from top lane. Just the Brightwing spawning. 15 seconds until that happens. And I think the victory dance has started for Order of the Sleeping Dragon. They take game number 1. Drop in game number 2, but close it out with the games 3 and 4 victories to take the set 3-1 over Anti-Clown Association. Wow, what a game. Let's take a look at this match summary brought to you once again by Nexus Gaming Series and Heroes Lounge Division S. What a set tonight. Good overall healing throughout from Elheim. In this one, just the 2 deaths on the side of OSD. Only had to use that Resurrect the one time. You'll love to see that if you're an Ariel Resurrect player. And Enigmatic, last time casted this team, wasn't able to see this player They got to win in that one, but just so much easier when he's in the house and able to play for Order of the Sleeping Dragon tonight, leading his team in damage in almost every single map. Outstanding play, and overall just well done from each position from OSD, looking like a veteran squad, looking like a returning team from Season 1. And I know certainly for myself and my perspective, this league really wouldn't be the same without them. So huge hats off to them. They're going to take a bit of a lead in the standings now over ACA. I told you at the start of the cast, these two teams entering deadlocked in the standings, both with 2 wins, 7 map wins. But after this, it'll be 3 wins and 10 map wins for OSD. Should be good enough to move them into second place in the standings, just behind the other incumbent team, Celeb Gaming. And yeah, good on them. Veteran teams playing well here in Season 2. You always love to see that. I'm going to see if I can reach out to Enigmatic. Maybe get him in for an interview. Last time I just hopped in the OSD channel and they were all really cool with it, so that could be an option too. Let's see what they're doing. I'm in the OSD general chat. Let's see if I can ping one of them. Alright, we'll see if he replies to that. I know you're in chat. I see you typing, so humor me with an interview, my friend. Suppose I should show the talent screen. We did have a Cho'Gall in here. Oh, what's up? Enigmatic joining me. Welcome. Huge congrats tonight. 3-1 victory over new squad, Anti-Clown Association, ACA. Playing pretty well this season so far, and you guys entered deadlock, so I was like thinking this could be a great match, but seemed pretty dominant for OSD. What are your thoughts?
I mean, once we have our full 5 and we're just like clicking, I feel like we play really well together. Just, we have a lot more synergy than most of the teams because we've been playing longer.
Right.
And it comes a lot easier for us because we know each other way better than most of these other teams will. And I feel like that gives us a little bit of an advantage in some of these matchups.
So game 1, I believe, was your map pick. You guys brought us the Sky Temple, and it was a very quick Volatacidar snap selection with the 1-2. You guys came in with what appeared to me to be a very big strategy tonight, making consistent bans, for example, onto Zeratul. But talk to me about that game 1. Is this you guys came in knowing Volatacidar, Sky Temple? Let's lead off with that tonight.
Biggest thing I could say about that is Elheim is just big brain. He's a big brain drafter. He just knows the good counters and knows our hero pool as well. So he drafted us that and knew we would play it well.
Yeah, I know you guys had banned out the Auriel, and I'm like, well, they still have options. You know, they can look at Malfurion, and then sure enough, Elheim played the Malfurion a few times tonight, actually, and made effective use of that Twilight Dream. Let's talk a bit more about Elheim and how you guys are feeling from the support role this season. How is the contributions feeling, and really just opportunity to kind of commend your support player right here.
Best support NA. Best support EU. Best support Korea. That's all. Go.
Also, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. And then what else really stood out? We did get to see a few of our favorites, Corgi Booty Samuro Game 2, and of course, your Lunara. Talk me through those 2 picks.
I mean, obviously they're comforts, so we just go to them when we're like, you know, we'll play this. And if people don't respect ban it, then usually it comes to a win.
Yep.
So we're like, okay, in our mind, we could just take that and have already maybe like a 60% chance to win if it's a 50-50. So it just already gives us that advantage. And I feel like same with Treebeard Sylvanas. Like, he's nutty on that hero. Corgi with his Samuro. You know, shot one-tricking Joanna. He's really good at that. I'm pretty sure every tank player is. I mean, like you said, my Lunara, I'm just too confident with it to pass it up sometimes.
So tell me the truth here. When we're going, and obviously I'm coming to you as like the master Lunara player, siphoning Toxin at 4 on BOE instead of Nature's Calling. A lot of players out there maybe wouldn't do that. Explain why not.
So the main reason you take siphoning, and I'm gonna shout out Elheim for this because he yelled at me. you can like walk into the enemy backline and just smack their DPS and just be there for free.
I have waited
And
too
with
long.
culling, you only really get push power and burn on the Immortal, and you already have enough.
Yep.
When you draft somebody like Li Ming, or just Lunara in general already has enough. So,
Absolutely. I saw the
Think
Li
that's
Ming
better.
pick. That was the first pick for you guys, and I was like, all right, so they're setting up. They want that poke, and it kind of fits in where you can bring a Lunara into that style. But I think we can take some time here. Credit ACA with their drafting in that game because they kind of match you guys. They bring that Chromie to the fight and kind of neutralizes it, especially when you pair it in when they had the Greymane already to help with that race. How'd you feel about their draft in game number 2?
Their draft in game number 2 is, I think it caught us a little bit off guard. They played it well, obviously, and they were able to, pick us off in weird situations. We misplayed a little bit. I think we had a better draft still in the end, but I think we just misplayed. Like, we lost our level 4 fight down on the camp because my mispositioning and kind of just walking in the back line and dying before 4. And me and Tree needed to be swapped kind of thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I feel like they had a pretty good draft game throughout most of the games. They drafted all right.
Yeah, drafting tonight seemed great. And quickly, you just mentioned Treebeard. I want to shout you out, Treebeard, for sending a host over here. 22 viewers. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, hit that follow button. Very close to 1,000. I think we're at 996. So if you're 4 people out there, hit that follow button tonight. Hit 1,000. A lot of good drafting tonight, indeed. Probably my favorite draft of the night happened to be Cursed Hollow, where the double global comes out, and you guys really started like worrying about, hey, wait, take away the Illidan because maybe they're gonna match some of our global. How'd that draft feel? Was it as fun as it felt? Because it looked fun to me.
I mean, it's always fun just being able to have infinite map pressure and map presence and just be anywhere on the map at any time. And like that comp specifically late game, it's just we're all over the place and we can be anywhere and they have to be on their toes pretty much any time.
Oh yeah, I think coming to mind for me that very first play, first invade onto their bruiser camp and the threat, having Corgi Booty up top on that Dahaka able to come in with that late brush stalk really helped seal that initial camp take, and that sort of momentum on Cursed Hollow really set you guys up for success, and ultimately the win. But one final thing before we go. I gotta talk, game 4, they bring out the Cho'Gall, we got the quick response, a new Barak Malthael, and they even left up the Leoric. You guys had a lot of answers for it. It seemed like you guys must have been happy with how that draft went. Am I wrong?
Oh, it was. It's always fun when we get to flex that a little bit and play something maybe not quote unquote standard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, OSD is known for that, I guess. We never really play anything standard, but just being able to play that Malthael in the 4-man and just take some off-pick counters that they wouldn't expect and like wouldn't expect us to do always feels nice.
And I think this is something chat can probably join in and have some fun with, but let's get some clappas in chat right now. Neither of these teams tonight picking or banning Deathwing. That's impressive. That's
No
very
Deathwing.
impressive. No Deathwing tonight.
We picked it last week, but we were like, yeah, let's just switch it up a little bit.
All right, Enigmatic, appreciate you stopping in for the interview tonight. Of course,
Thank
before
you.
I let you go, opportunity for some shout outs. The floor is yours, my friend.
All right. So first shout out to the boys on the team, obviously always supporting each other and being sick to each other. Shout out to Trap Queen for being world's #1 sub/player as well. Shout out to Plasty for being team mom. Shout out to Line College, which is Shots College. He coaches.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
guys should go there.
There you
He'll
go.
give you a scholarship. Play video games. And shout out to chat because everybody loves a shout out.
Awesome. Well, once again, congratulations. Week 4 in the books now for Division S, and you guys are sitting in second place, just a few points, I believe, behind Celeb Gaming. So keep up the good work. Have some fun out there, and
you.
best of luck as this Division S season continues.
Thank you for the cash. Shout out
Yeah.
to you as well.
Oh, dude, my pleasure as always. You know that. All right, we'll
course.
see you soon.
Thanks a ton.
Bye. All right, chat. End of the road here tonight. You guys made it through the final match of this week 4 in Division S Season 2, and as I just said, OSD taking the win, moving into 2nd place in the standings now. Both of our returning teams, I believe it's just those 2, or was there 3? Maybe there was 3 returning teams. However, top 2 spots, Celeb Gaming, Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Go to sleep with that message, and until next time, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at MurdaRG. Huge shout out to all the love that came in tonight from you guys here on Twitch. We're getting so close to that 1,000 follower mark, and it's really an honor and a privilege to get to bring you some of these Division S games. So thank you for your kind support, and thanks for being here tonight. Most especially, I had some fun. I hope you did too. And until next time, I'm Murda, and I will see you in the Nexus. Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant! There's a Maelstrom on the backside! Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well. It's a triple! Oh, look at Tahaka! Finds the Abathur top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting on the 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy.